In a quiet town, tucked deep in the heart of Arkansas, three young boys went out to play. But they never came home. What followed would shake the town to its core. A murder so vile and a mystery so twisted that it would grip the nation for decades to come. West Memphis, Arkansas, May 5, 1993. The day begins like any other in this sleepy town, but by nightfall, it would be a place of horror. For three young boys, Stevie Branch, Michael Moore, and Christopher Byers, what started as an innocent adventure in the woods would soon turn into a nightmare. The boys were just 8 years old, full of life and excitement, unaware of the darkness that was lurking in their small town. That evening, they ventured into a local patch of woods known as the Robin Hood Hills. It was supposed to be a routine day of bike rides and exploration, but they never returned. And when they were found, the town's worst fears were realized. The boys' bodies were discovered the following day, submerged in a muddy creek, stripped naked, bound with shoelaces, and showing signs of a brutal, savage attack. The small town was rocked by the news. Who could have done such a thing, and why? Rumors began to swirl. Fear spread through West Memphis like wildfire. Whispers of cults, devil worship, and satanic rituals filled the air. The pressure to find a suspect grew unbearable. Within weeks, the police turned their attention to three local teenagers, Damian Eccles, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Miskelly. Known for their dark clothing, heavy metal music, and interest in the occult, they were quickly branded as the perpetrators. The town found its villains. The media painted them as devil worshippers. The prosecution claimed it was a ritualistic killing. But was it really that simple? Jesse Miskelly, the youngest of the three, with an IQ of just 72, was questioned for hours without a lawyer or his parents present. Exhausted and confused, he eventually confessed. His statement, filled with inconsistencies and contradictions, became the cornerstone of the case. Jesse Miskelly, voice recording. I saw Damian. I saw him hit one of them. And, Jason held the other boy down. But there was one glaring problem. Most of what Jesse said didn't match the actual evidence. The times were off, the details were fuzzy, but it didn't matter. The trial was a spectacle. Damian, Jason, and Jesse were tried in the court of public opinion before they ever stood before a judge. The prosecution argued that the murders were a satanic ritual. The defense struggled to fight against the media frenzy. It was the 1990s, amidst the height of the satanic panic, when fear of occult practices swept through America. The West Memphis Three became its prime targets. Damian Eccles was sentenced to death. Jason Baldwin received life without parole. Jesse Miskelly, life plus 40 years. Three teenagers condemned, based on a coerced confession, weak evidence, and public hysteria. A flicker of hope, as the camera shifts to a lawyer's office filled with stacks of papers and boxes of case files. But the story doesn't end there. For nearly 2 decades, their supporters fought tirelessly, insisting that the West Memphis Three were innocent. Celebrities, activists, and legal experts rallied to their defense, uncovering new evidence that pointed to the boys' innocence. In 2007, new DNA evidence was brought to light, evidence that didn't match any of the convicted boys, yet they remained behind bars. In 2011, after 18 years of wrongful imprisonment, Damian Eccles, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Miskelly were finally released from prison, thanks to an Alford plea, a legal maneuver that allowed them to maintain their innocence while acknowledging that the state had enough evidence to convict. But questions still remain. Who killed Stevie, Michael, and Christopher? If not the West Memphis Three, then who is responsible for their deaths? The mystery endures, leaving a dark cloud over West Memphis, and over justice itself. The true killer has never been found, and for the families of those three little boys, the search for answers continues. The West Memphis Three were released in 2011, but their fight for exoneration and the search for the real killer continues.